How do you survive where time itself is the enemy? In a universe of stone and ice, we found the impossible. On a world of endless death, what does it take to be immortal? What if the geology we came to study was looking back at us? Mission Protocol 743. Vessel, the Watcher. Objective, geological analysis of planet Aeon. System Sagittarius, A*. Result, we discovered the greatest mechanism in the universe. Mission status, we became the cause of its demise.
To study a world like this, you must first embrace the abyss.
A supermassive black hole, where time itself bends.
Our destination, a Plaion. A planet where 1 hour of our time is a century.
On its surface, a world trapped in amber. Initial surveys revealed a geological marvel, a world of crystal, frozen solid, devoid of movement, or so we thought.
The mission was simple: to wait, to watch. The probe selected a target,
The probe selected a target, a single, colossal formation designated Specimen Alpha. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. On board the orbiting vessel, years passed. On the surface, nothing.
But the machines were more patient than their creators. After 5 years, the first anomaly.
A movement so small, it was almost dismissed as an error. Was it an error, or the first sign of life, moving on a timescale so vast? It was indistinguishable from geology. It was not an error. The movement, however infinitesimal, was continuous. The mountain was not shifting, it was crawling. The mission was rewritten. What was meant to be a short survey became a vigil lasting decades. A human lifetime spent watching a stone. A closer look revealed what the wide shots could not. Microscopic changes. Crystalline filaments extending and retracting over the course of months, a process that resembled searching. And behind it, a ghost. A trail etched into the planetary crust over millions of years. The silent testament to an impossibly long journey.
The data, once compiled, was irrefutable. It was not random drift. It was locomotion.
Purposeful, directed, and impossibly slow. The probe expanded its search and found another. Then another. A population of silent giants, all moving with purpose. Their paths were not arbitrary. Each led towards rare geological formations. A destination, a purpose, a hunger, playing out over millennia. The evidence was now absolute. This was not geology. It was biology.
It was biology on a timescale beyond human comprehension. To see it, we had to speed up time.
"30 years of data, 1.5 million hours of observation, compressed into a single cohesive narrative. Time would now move at our speed."
And there it was, not the movement of stone, but the flowing grace of life. A river of crystal, a mile wide, moving with purpose.
We witnessed it feed. A process that took over a decade was reduced to a few seconds.
A slow, deliberate act of consumption.
It even reproduced. A process of division, taking centuries to complete. A new generation, beginning its own 1,000-year journey.
The verdict was in. Movement, consumption, reproduction.
The fundamental criteria had been met. This was not a world of geology. It was a world of giants.
This was not an isolated phenomenon.
The scans revealed populations, herds of stone and ice on a great, silent migration.
Their internal structure was a marvel of silicon biology. A crystalline nervous system. A crystalline nervous system, where thoughts moved at the speed of growing crystal.
Their timescale granted them a different kind of immortemic impacts.
They could endure cosmic impacts, healing wounds over centuries. A world of patience.
They drew their energy not from a gentle sun, but from the violent heart of the abyss. They were creatures born of gravity.
The revelation was complete. The data was undeniable. We came to study a dead rock and found a universe of life.
Having confirmed the nature of this life, a new question arose. Were they solitary beings?
The probe focused on 2 specimens, their paths set to intersect.
For our crew, it was a generation of waiting. A mission passed from parents to children. On the surface, a century of silent, patient approach.
And then, after a century of approach, contact. The beginning of a conversation.
And they spoke. Not with sound, but with seismic energy. Pulses of pure information. A language spoken at the speed of stone. For them, it may have been a fleeting exchange of pleasantries. For us, it was a conversation that lasted for 2 decades.
And then, as slowly as it began, the conversation ended. The two beings, their exchange complete, parted ways on their solitary paths.
The only evidence of the 100-year meeting was a scar upon the face of the planet and the priceless data within our probe. For the creatures, a brief exchange. For humanity, the life's work of a generation. A single priceless message from a truly alien world.
Having received a message, humanity felt compelled to leave one in return. A simple statement of our own existence.
And so we left. Another 50 years passed in the blink of an eye.
Another 5,000 for the world below. Would they notice?
Upon our return, we found our answer. They had noticed.
They had studied our simple offering with the focus of geological time. It was not a reply in our language, but in theirs, a response written in formation and patience. What is life, if not organized complexity? We came seeking answers, and found life that poses an even greater question. What else is waiting in the slow, patient corners of the universe? Our journey to the edge of time is made possible by your support. Continue the exploration with us. A warm, inviting, and direct tone, different from the rest of the film.